I'm so glad you came.
I missed you so much.
And the ugly sweater, this girl.
I won.
She won. I won. The ugly sweater Christmas party.
My favorite memory of all time is the night that you told us to come over to bring him back to sleep and you weren't going to tell us what we were doing. I have constructed a tent in the backyard and I'm going to lock you guys in there and take your phone. So you have to talk to each other. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible.
I remember setting up the tent in the rain. And I remember nobody wanted to help me.
The night that we made the tie blankets at your house and you were telling us to pray over these blankets and really believe what we were saying. And in that moment, I just told myself, wow, like I really want Jesus in this moment. So I remember just walking over to you and I was like, I think I'm ready. The reason that I accepted him at eGroup, which was a safe place for me, was because the friends that I made there and the way that you loved me was what I knew I wanted consistently, and I need this in my life. And there's no other person I wanted to lead me to that other than you. Dad went to the hospital and they found 2 very large masses on his lungs, and I didn't really know how to respond because it was kind of like the life that I was so used to living it was slowly disintegrating. I was driving to church and my mom calls me and she goes, you and your sister need to be at the hospital within the next 30 minutes. They found another mass on your dad's brain and it's affecting his mobility and his speech. I was told that they were gonna have to either do brain surgery or they were just gonna let nature take its course on my dad. The first person that I knew to call was you. And so I remember calling you the hallway that I was in and I was just like, I don't know what to say, like I don't know what to do. Like just help, because I knew that you would help me so much in the past that you would help me right then in that moment. So my dad had his surgery and in that moment it was all the things that I had learned from eGroup, it was like pushing out like in this moment. And I just remember, I've got to pray over him right now. So he got wheeled to hospice and he was actually there for 8 days. And I was like, I just can't go there anymore. I can't remember my dad like this at all. I just felt like the Lord was telling me, Tori, you need to go back one more time. I remember I just kissed him on the head and I was like, Daddy, I love you. And it takes me about 4 minutes to get home from the hospital. And I got home, parked my car, and as soon as I parked the car, my mom called me and she said, your dad has passed away.
My father passed 10 days after my 18th birthday. So when you went through that, I had walked through that as well. I knew what you felt. I had been there. The most hurtful things, he can use them for good. For those, that love him. And I feel like that whole experience with your father passing, was it horrible that I lost my father at 18? Absolutely. But at the same time, here we are 20 some years later, and I'm able to completely relate to you as if it happened to me yesterday. And that is very symbolic of that scripture of like, God can use that for good. And one day, he might use your father's passing in order to equip you to help somebody else,
I have gotten to speak life into the situations that I dealt with earlier in my life. So I actually started leading a high school girls group, and I want to be the eGroup leader to them that you were to me. I am who I am because of you. The fact that you took time out of your life to invest in mine is something that I could never repay you for.
If you made it this far, give your boy a shout out in the comments. Big J, need dogs.
Shouts out.
If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel.
Everybody knows that. Subscribe. Turn on notifications as well. And
like and
give this
comment.
video a like.
And, a little bonus tip for your boy, Big J and E-Dog. Send this link to someone who needs it today. It could be your friend,
You never know.
Sally or Billy. Just send it. Just full send, dog. Full send.
Let's do it.
Just do it. Just do it.